चेक कीजिएगा, इस आ रहे हैं। एक मिनट आ गया। ओके, वी आर लाइव गाइस। ओके, आप सभी को आ रहा होगा, वीडियो शो हो रही है। अब स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं हम सब अपना सेशन। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। यहाँ पे हमें दिख रहा है आपका लाइव, ठीक है, क्लियर वॉइस भी आ रही है। चलिए आज का सेशन स्टार्ट करते हैं। आज के सेशन में हम सब बात करने वाले थे, आप सबको पता है कि हम सब हर वीकेंड पे बात करते हैं, एक नया टॉपिक उठा के जिस पे कि हम सब डिस्कस करते हैं, ठीक है। आप सब हमारे साथ कमेंट पे जुड़े रहिएगा, अगर कोई भी डाउट हो या कोई भी सवाल होगा तो बता सकते हैं। चलिए पहले, हेलो गाइस, good afternoon everyone, welcome to today live workshops on unremarkable dark sides of negative effect of UPSC coachings on the societies. I'm your instructor Ratan, and we are exactly to host your impact on the discussions. Today we are going to deliver in the topics of often to talk about, yet on the fully can understand to impacts on the society, UPSC coachings on our society. We will be to covering of the hidden aspects of explore how can we intense of perspective cultures and understand the consequences. Okay, there are the some topics जिसके रिलेटेड हम सब बात करने वाले हैं. There are some topics, these topics first of all we discuss about the introductions. Okay, introduction, when I discussing about the introduction, let me talk about the introductions at ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the session, and we delivered into through the providing the topics of emergence relevant topics in education landscape. We are explored the intensive phenomena and grand the moments over the years. UPSC is the but today we merely to scratching the surface. We will too deep to uncovering the hidden facts. Maybe can rapidly appreciate. The preliminary aims to workshops is the C has to the lightly on the lasers to discussions to aspects on UPSC coachings on the impacts on our society. Aspiranting civil engineering, civil services, and invest in significant times and efforts resources in, into their the journeys. We derive by the ambitions of their the prestigious careers, and we but there the benefit of their consequence of the success. What the implementations of does the mental health aspirants. Assembly of our educations and very sincere of learning. Our objective to initiate covering there the goes to beyond the convenience narratives. We aim to explore the uh, nurses and understanding the colleges and prawns and over the potential solution. We join to embarkments and the journey of dark sides of the PC coachings, and we provide to more holistic balancing education landscape. Today we're going to deep regions of significant of mechanisms behind the phenomenon UPSC coachings and with potential impacts on society. Let me break down the why and what and how in these topics. This topic, oh, wait. Why, how, and what in these topics. Okay, first of all, we discuss about the why in this topic we have to select it, and the the oh, sorry guys. The popularity of UPSC coaching to centers to skyrocket over the years. You know about the every year to booming on the this coaching centers, and every year to aspirant to number is increased, and they are down to promising the guidance strategies. They down to guide guide uh, strategies and high chance of success. Chance of high chance of success. But we begins to the questions why there are the trends of because to preserve what the drive of individually can be invest the times and effort into the coachings. This is and I will selected in these topics, and second of all we have to discuss what. Now we let's address the core of matters. What are the actual effect of their wide spread of coaching cultures? What are the unintended consequences might we have not to shaking the surfaces? For example, for stress, mental health issues, um, stress, mental health issues. Okay, there are some aspects of this region I selected as a clinical consequence, mental health issue, and prospecting their social economical consequences and potential erosions. Guidance and learning, there are a lot of some more of phenomenon to meet the eyes that we can explore the phenomenon of why we play to the intense of preparations to cultures. How parts we have to discuss some example. Let we can explore the mechanisms to play. We have to intense of preparation cultures and individually to committed to education systems as we whole. How can we does to shape our preparations aspirants every career to choose. Important है कि यहाँ पे that we are address the challenges to pivot why you are more to balance the benefit of approach of educations. Let us begin to understand the first of all introductions in this part is completed. Okay, that's part is completed our, and second part we have is discuss about the segment 1 is understanding the UPSC coaching is a phenomenon. Let we can begin segment 1 लिख देता हूँ. Okay, segment 1 लिख के I will discuss about the further. Okay, let's begin to explore the unraveling even the grounding phenomenon UPSC coaching centers. There this certain to because more just institutions. There are hub of strategic learning, hub strategic learning of hubs and promising the promising pathway. These regions we have go to the students in the coaching centers and promising the pathway and to covering the convent the government positioning the pathway to cover the government position. This is the popularity of UPSC coaching's understandable attention through the aspirants each year. We we can mean to achieve their dream, but big deeper and we find to the beneath losers to success. This story we go to the untold and the goals of today diminish to impacts on the UPSC coachings. We should to light on the lasers to now to aspect of a complement trends and objective, not to the discrete of hard work by the aspirants with coaching centers, but engaging the comprehensive discussions to give you glamorous landscape. Let me can share to some of relevant statistics and trends according to the recently data and capturing the UPC center. We have to the witness as subsequences checking the mood self study and we looking to the guidance of negativity complexity example examinations. If you go to my descriptions and we have to check out the some statistics and detail of their articles and newsletter we to uh, checked. And second segment we have to the segment second second segment we have discussed the stress epidemic. Epidemic means to intense of pressures. We perform well the examinations and we coupled of fear of failure, fear of failure, and can lead to the considerations amount of stress, anxieties, uh, stress, anxiety. This aspirants not to the graphically with their the syllabus with the competitions and the wide of aspections. Let me can we talk to the some of the strategic related to the level of UPSC aspirants. Recently, a study we showed to the significant potentials and the candidate to the experiences high stress through their the preparation journey. Pressure your cookers to involves to the take you to the mental health effect not to the only the individual but we rapidly through the our society impact on the stress epidemic is the far of reaching beyond to the personal tool on their aspirants. We might do that burnout decrease the quality of life and contributing the high enhancing the mental health issue and furthermore important recognize that the epidemics and social dimensions pressure to the success can be the result of overlooking the valuable aspects and the life erodes to the life work life balance. As we forward the workshops we have to depend our academic effort not to the individual but the social fabric. Let will discuss the segment third. Fluctuations and social economical consequences. This segment to deliver to consequence aspects of UPSC coaching we often to the unnoticed preparations and social economical dispersions. As we have to the discuss earlier, UPSC coaching coming to onset of cost, and this the including to tuition fees, and study material, and even to the time commitment. Time commitment can be create a significant financial boundary for maybe aspirants to the especially for marginalized sector can be becomes a major barriers. As the result of coaching centers be promising to the success, maybe do inventories, cultivated winding the gaps between privileges and privileges. Think about it's about the efforts of coaching centers that has to access the valuable resources and dedicated dedicated mentors and cons- conductive learning environment, conductive learning conductive learning environment. On the other hand, to be without the financial means to finding themselves disadvantages. This will lack of accountability, raising the important questions about the fairness and equal opportunity. Let me deliver into deeper in the issues of real life example for the story. This story had to the light into how can be aspiring the candidate to disparate and the promising that the determining the latter behind to the financial considerations. With exploring the narrative, we better understanding the fear of reaching the implemented phenomenon. Stay with us as we covering there the complexity of exploration potential solutions to ensure that every individual regardless and the background and here of far should we can pursue their the dream. And we have to the basic segment where we have to discuss the erosions of the genius learning. Welcome back to the through their providing of discussion. And erosions of their genius learning is the genius learning and the pursuing the cracking the UPSC exams. As we well now to learning know not morally about the memorizing fact, but about to understand the concepts of applying the creativity, apply apply creativity, and unfortunately that's the intense of purpose in perform in the exams and shifted to the focus on deep comprehensive Merrill wrote of learnings and coaching centers to sometimes that uncertainty contributed that the shifted phenomenon. Be quickly to fix shortcuts and comprehensive understand the subjects. Imagine to sincerely would have to the considering the more concerns and memorize the answers rather than to creativity analyze the subject matters. This is only to limited ability to think independently, but hampers and develop the critical thinking skills. There are the crucial of education pursuit. Let me explore. Wait a minute, guys. 1 minute. Wait. 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 Some technical issues. I will check them. Let me explore that the example of imagine the aspirant who have to the considering the amount of minimizing the answers and questions. Yet might be can success and now we can considering the broader two impacts on phenomenon with the society built on foundations we have to the guidance understand at the risk of strategic the potential involved the critical analysis create the problem solvings and phenomenon the result. Let me explore to the segment 5. We're moving to the perspective the segment. Let we can derive the topics and dependence on the coaching widely implementations. It is evidence to expensive dependency in the coaching centers at the era of developments, self-realizations aspirant. We reply to the socially and exploratory guidance, limited guide, and limitedly have to the problem solving skills and the overall there the can lack of confidence uh, lack of confidence and we facing the challenges to extremely assisted overall we consequences dependency rapidly of society socially ability to involve to creatively and innovation thinking and create ability to deserving the complexity problems aspirant to paradigmically and follow to the predefining coaching models we might to the missed of opportunity thinking to outside box to generate novel of ideas. We want to the consequent evolving the ability to skills, while the coaching center to providing the valuable insights of qualities and ability to ownerships and educations. We shake the solution of challenges, opportunities, and growths. That we can remember and understand the coaching center, but to the enough of aspirant to because the active learning and synchronize the information analyze the situations and involves two essential skills of success any field the potential solution of the why we can way of forwards to segment 6. We approach your segment we have to discuss the focus on bright and sides of potential solutions we will to forward to the mitigate the negative UPSC coaching societies are important to the acknowledgements of coaching centers and shortcomings play to the role of exam and preparation how we can balance to approach the combining the coachings and self studies well to the better of results and strictly harmonious balances and between the guidance of coachings and centers and independent explore the subject this liberty can be understanding the concept of forward genius learning and address to academic and coaching centers and we prioritize mental health well-being coaching center with stress to management workshops techniques the parts of their crucial additional must we can ensure that with the study of habit and regular breakdown and to activity elevated stress according to remember concerns to particularly minimize the sector of individual that they provide the scholarships online resources mentorships we brings to the bright of the gaps with coaching is the center to collaborate the organization to educate the unprivileged student to create the individual to learning the environments let we can be enhance there the holistic learning and focusing the solution for exams and education holistics and approach neural the critical thinking creativity and deeper understanding the subject encouraging that the derived to independent engage the extra curriculums and that we have to contribute the well-being to educations. We are to go discussing, let me now to remember ability to coaching center is the about transforming them to platforms to enriching the education holistically. Let me can work towards to the future of persuade the knowledges and guide is genius learnings and will be have to the equalities. But with this video we have to the end of these sessions and last topic. For example, I will use one example to say, let me considering the case of Ravi is the delegates diligence of UPSC aspirant. Ravi is the healings from a modern background, dreams serving their country and civil services. He joins to the reasonable coaching centers and we hope you can success. As the month of progress, Ravi, because the increasing intense of routines, leaving we room of other pursuing perform the task. Told we can hit the mental well-beings often to leverage overall stress deposited at the best effort. Ravi is the start to the doubting the capabilities due to the rigorous competitions. Moreover, the subject is the fear of coaching, study materials, accountability, strengths, his family finances, and Ravi younger siblings and aspirant to dedications along the aspirants UPSC create the additional financial burden. This pathologies examples and underlying the stress, financial stress, social preserves and we accordingly persuade the UPSC coaching glimpse to real challenges facing their aspirants, familiar to showcasing the impacts on web of their consequences that the culture can be being. I today, unfortunately, this workshop has to the after जल्दी खत्म करना होगा. Sorry for guys, this regions and we try to the next workshops in the next Sunday to discuss the social media OTT. फिर डिस्कस करेंगे लॉन्ग डिस्कशन होगा उसमें. आई एम सॉरी फॉर जल्दी सेशन खत्म करना हो कर रहा है. But any question you have to the comment below and we definitely try reply. Thank you for guys in coming in these sessions. I hope you enjoy and learn कुछ नया सीख के जा रहे होंगे आप यहाँ से.